Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? So, with our muscles, we definitely got a star in the building. But he's not the star that you think he is, or I thought he was, and then now he's kind of not that guy. I don't know. But we have Bonnie Bon Short Strang. I don't even know how to pronounce it. They made him the most weirdest name. But regardless of giving him a weird name, we have Arnold in the building, and he has done multiple upon multiple Commando movies, even in this anime. But the one thing he didn't do, the one movie he didn't make or wasn't a star of, was Terminator. And he did not say the famous line, "I'll be back." But he did say the famous line, "Hasta la vista, baby." Oh, I don't know what to do with this show anymore, man. This show is it's it's so dumb. Uh, but yeah, we got one of the stars, and not only is he a star, he is a trainer of our super buff man who, once he actually went into a bodybuilding contest, for some reason, no one else felt this aura about him until now. I guess it makes sense when he's actually, I guess, trying to not hold back and show everything that he's capable of. But by doing so, he literally, metaphorically, ripped off like everybody's clothes by just flexing his one pose and absolutely destroying and making everybody else bow down to him. So we know who the buffest man in Japan is as of right now. I mean, we just literally saw a movie star show up just at the doorstep for his own reasonings, right? So it's not that hard to say that some other buff people might show up that might be buffer than him, so I don't want to say he's the buffest guy in Japan for all the time. Nah, someone could show up and take his glory. But yeah, we see some really weird stuff within this week's episode. I mean, usually this show does pretty good at giving us like, oh, here's this funny part, and while you're watching this funny part, the next part is going to be something completely different, and it's going to probably, um, piggyback off of what you saw, or it's just going to be random. Not this week's episode. We got a follow up with this Barney. I forget his name already, but it's literally just Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they couldn't say that because it's probably because of copyright. But they went as far to give him full-blown outfit of Arnold, and when he took off his glasses, the one eye that was red would literally be the eye that's red when he's the Tuminator. When he's the Tuminator, guys. When he's the Terminator. So, yeah, they did quite well with this character. In the case of just making him be the person we expect, style, the look, all that stuff. I kind of figured it was him, and like I just didn't want to say anything until they actually said something. Like I was like, oh my god, there's no way they're bringing Arnold into this. And then lo and behold, Arnold has trained a Japanese man in the art of muscles, and that is why he was in the U.S. was to learn from him, or at least, uh, you know, grow big and strong. But who would have thought a god like this would show up and help him out? So yeah, pretty weird stuff. um, but overall, we see this bodybuilding contest, which I already knew what a bodybuilding contest and like what it is about. So this information that they pretty much dropped in the episode was not like that helpful for me to understand what was about to take place and stuff like that. So that was a good like 5 minutes of them just explaining and showing what a bodybuilding contest looks like, how it works, what you want to do, how can you win, all that type of good stuff. And it just felt it just felt weird for me because I already knew all this stuff. And I was like, "Oh, are they really going to go into all of it?" Oh yeah, they do. They do. They really go into all of it. They went into the fact of if you are a certain like weight class, or if you're oh, this is the fire dragon. If you are like skinny, actually I'll just fight them and get this over with. If you're skinny, you go and compete in a certain place. If you're trying to be just ginormous and huge, then you do something else, stuff like that. So it was cool to see all that being put together in this anime, and for all the bodybuilders out there that love bodybuilding and stuff, this is a great representation of like what they actually do. Besides maybe the last part where there's someone just on god tier level of muscles and they all just kind of bowed down and didn't do anything. That was a little bit more of the show kind of having fun with how uh, muscular people kind of see and respect each other. Because I have been in that type of like environment, and they're really, really friendly to each other. I mean, even during the competition, they don't real. There's no like real love hate in there. Besides like the fact of, oh, that guy is probably buffer than me, and then they kind of size each other up and stuff. But the only reason why I know anything about this is because my former friend used to be a bodybuilder, and whenever he was a bodybuilder, they were just like the females there were really kind, and like everybody just kind of wanted to talk about it. Like bodybuilders just want to talk about bodybuilding stuff. Like who would have thought? So that's pretty much the whole vibe I got there. That's why the even the girl who loves muscles and can just sense when good muscles are around, she was one of the most happiest to be in this presence of this place and feel all this. And it makes sense because of just how she is, and her sister and stuff that we haven't even really got to meet, and she's like really in another anime kind of altogether. Um, but regardless of that, she at least kind of gives us the feeling of, hey, there is some type of happiness and peacefulness in there, even though you can kind of see it on the characters' faces when they're smiling and talking to each other. But she gives you the full understanding of like, oh yeah, this feels really good, like this feels like all these people actually want to be here and want to enjoy each other's presence and stuff like that. So I respect that approach of just using her character for that case and whatnot. So I don't know. I want to just get a good understanding of why this show does the things it does, or while this show is doing what it does, is it having fun? Like, are they having fun doing all this, or are they just doing it because they think people will think it's funny or something along those lines? If they're having fun doing all this and just making this show as, comical and just actually enjoyable to themselves, that's what it feels like. It feels like they're putting that extra effort into just, hey, I want it to look as good as possible because I really do enjoy making this. That's why we get these studios who are so amazing at animation to work on certain shows, because they just shine so hard when it comes down to certain aspects that people really don't either pay attention to and put the detail into, or even worse, they don't care to even look at the source material to see what they're working with, besides like the face. They're like, okay, so he's supposed to look like this, but we'll just do whatever we want with the body and stuff. It's whatever. Um, that doesn't You don't get that type of vibe here with this show. It feels like they really put in a lot of effort to figuring out what people should be like, what they should look like, and how they should be acting. So really do appreciate that. This episode was pretty phenomenally is pretty phenomenal. Oh my god, I can't even talk. It was funny. It was absolutely hilarious, and not only was it hilarious, it was a good episode overall. So I appreciate excuse me, everybody. I appreciate everybody stopping by, and if you did enjoy these videos, a like is awesome, but I stopped saying like and subscribe because you guys are gonna do that regardless. YouTube has been up much, much longer than anyone can really imagine. And for you to get on YouTube and for YouTube to go through all of the stuff of like, hey, subscribe. Hey, did you like this ad? Hey, did you like the person that was talking to you about that ad? Like all that crap is going to get to somebody, so I don't need to say, hey, like and subscribe to my channel anymore because people that have found my channel are already subscribed or they're already liking. So I can't ask for any more. That's all I wanted is for you guys to at least view and drop a comment of what you guys are feeling about these episodes and let me know how you see or interpretate these things. And that's enough for me. But when you guys start liking, when you guys start doing like, subscribing to me and all that stuff, that's blessed. That's very blessed, and I really do thank you guys for that. So, yet again, I will thank you one more time. Thank you so much for watching or even just giving me any time of day of yours. So, with that being said, I will definitely talk to you guys in the next one. I gotta upgrade this mask so I can maybe actually use it with my armor. But with all that being said, I will definitely talk to you guys sooner or later. So with that, peace.